have a question for you. Have you ever wanted a AAA third-person shooter with roguelike elements? Well, I think I got the perfect game for you. So welcome back to Level-Headed Gamer, guys, and my name is Joseph. Without any further ado, let's get right into the video. So the game we're talking about today is Returnal. It's a game developed by a studio called Housemarque Games. They're the guys behind Alienation, Stardust, Matterfall, and their very excellent PS4 launch title, Resogun, which is an indie classic automatic in this very arcade-style shooting game. And the company has a lot of experience in general with arcade-style games, as that's what they've been making for the most part, but they're looking to bring that knowledge to a AAA PS5 exclusives, and they want to mix a couple of genres in there. Speaking of genres, they're taking a science fiction game and putting some psychological horror elements in it. And you'll be controlling this character by the name of Selene, an astrate space scout who's carrying some kind of trauma, and she's stuck on an alien planet reliving her death over and over. What Housemarque is trying to do is they're trying to bring a narrative to a roguelike formula, mixing in some exploration and platforming elements. It right away reminded me of Dead Cells, the game created by Motion Twin, because out of all the roguelike games I've ever played, Dead Cells had that Metroidvania exploration as well as some really tight combat. And the narrative approach of something more like Hades, I'm gonna assume, where between each death you're gonna have some kind of story elements and exposition. I would assume that Returnal is probably gonna have some sort of exposition mid-levels in gameplay as well, because they have the budget to kind of expand all of that. In terms of gameplay, we don't have a lot of information on the game as of yet, but as of gameplay, what they're trying to do is bring a mix between Keiji's Nifune's Recore and Mega Man games, as well as some Metroid games. At least that's what it looks like to me. This very fast-paced, arcadey shooter. We have to dodge enemy attacks, and there's going to be patterns. Right away, honestly, remind me of Recore. I mean, I know Recore is not the brightest example because it was like a diamond in the rough. There was some really good elements in the game. I think most people agreed the combat in Recore was pretty fun, and some of the puzzles is just, it had some other issues that kept it from being truly a great game. But you can tell the inspirations are coming from there. It'll just be interesting to see how they implement all of these elements into again, a AAA roguelike game. And for the people that don't exactly know what a roguelike is, essentially what it means is once you start a playthrough with the character, if you die at any point through your progression, you have to start from the beginning. More modern roguelike games have elements where when you die, there's some level of progression brought back, like let's say if you open up a blueprint for a new weapon, or the ability to craft a new weapon from the beginning, or even some elements of leveling up like a skill tree of some sorts, like in Hades. They've been introducing those kinds of elements so you feel like there's progression, but at the same time, death has a big consequence in the roguelike game. So in case somebody didn't know what a roguelike is, that's what they're aiming to do. For me, I like roguelike games in general because they're very easy to get into and out. You play a couple of playthroughs, you do a couple of runs, see how good you got, and okay, that's where I got to. Let's take it from the beginning next time. You don't have to wait. You don't have to play a game like Assassin's Creed for 60, 70 hours to get some kind of progression satisfaction from it. But as well as gameplay, it looks like they're looking to introduce some dual sense haptic feedback in it as well. They're saying, as the developers are saying, you're going to feel the ambience of the alien planet through the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers. And every weapon is also going to have an alternative fire, and it's going to be used with the alternative trigger. The aiming down the sight, usually in L2 on PlayStation 5, is if you press it lightly, you'll aim down the sight. If you squeeze it all the way, it's going to release a secondary fire. They're also looking to take advantage of 3D audio, and they're promising to bring a new level of immersion with the sound effects, and that's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do it. From what I've seen so far, I've played Resogun from their games, and I played a little bit of Alienation. But what they're trying to combine and what they're trying to do of taking, again, a AAA game with really good graphics and a story, putting some kind of roguelike elements, it sounds to me like something different. For example, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I wasn't a big fan of Hades. I have it, I enjoy it, and I think it's, you know, it's fun, it's great, but I don't think it deserved kind of all the hype it got. Maybe I'm missing something. Just because Hades, all you really do is talk to NPCs in your camp, or you're just fighting enemies. I enjoyed Dead Cells more having that exploration element in there. And again, the risk and reward, or maybe I need to run away from a fight, or maybe I need to fight and do something. You've given some kind of a choice, as well as having it in a third-person shooter with the mechanics that you'll see in the gameplay I'm showing you. I think that's going to be a really interesting mix of combination of gameplay elements. And in terms of when can you look forward to this game is going to come out on March 19th exclusively for PlayStation 5. But here you go, guys. I mean, it's just the beginning. That's all we know about Returnal for now. I tried to gather all the information I could from all the sources of information, from their podcast, from the website, just to give you an overview of this game and why kind of you should be excited if this is your type of game, meaning you like roguelikes, you like third-person shooters, and if you've never even played roguelikes, maybe this is going to be the first one you can try out because it's kind of a big game going to be on the map. And it's going to be, you know, PlayStation 5 exclusive to test the hardware's power. I'm going to be looking forward to it myself, and I'm going to be covering it a lot more on this channel. So if that's something you're looking forward to, make sure to subscribe down below. Leave a comment. Are you excited for the game? Are you looking forward to it? Or roguelikes are just not your thing? And if you do like roguelike games, what's your favorite roguelike game? But until then, guys, peace out. You have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day.